Did you know your gray hair could make you look 10 years older? Or it could make you look more elegant and captivating than ever before? I have met countless women over 60 who believe that the moment silver begins to appear, their beauty starts to fade. The truth is, it is rarely the gray itself that ages you. It is how you style it, the tone you choose, how you care for it, and even the colors you wear alongside it. I remember meeting a woman named Ellen. She was 72, full of charm and energy, yet her hairstyle and wardrobe seemed frozen in time. Her gray had faded into a dull yellow, her haircut pulled her face downward, and her muted clothing blended into her skin. She told me she often felt invisible when she walked into a room. One day, she decided to take a leap. We gave her a softer, face-flattering cut, refreshed her silver with the perfect toner, and replaced her beige tops with jewel-toned blouses. The change was nothing short of stunning. At her granddaughter's graduation, people whispered that she looked at least 15 years younger. But it was more than just her appearance. She carried herself differently, with a confidence that lit up the entire room. That is exactly the transformation I want for you. In this video, I am going to share the same secrets that can turn your gray hair into your most powerful asset. And there is one subtle detail, hiding in plain sight, that can instantly take years off your appearance. Stay with me until the end, because once you hear it, you will never see your hair the same way again. Understanding gray hair and unlocking its beauty potential. You know, one of the biggest myths I hear from women over 60 is, once my hair turns gray, it's all downhill. I used to believe that myself. When my first silver strands showed up, I felt like I had just aged 10 years overnight. I thought people would only see me as older, not as someone with style or confidence. But what I didn't realize at the time was that gray hair doesn't automatically make you look older. What really changes is the structure of your hair and the way you need to care for it. When our hair loses pigment, it is more than just a color change. The American Academy of Dermatology explains that our follicles produce less melanin as we age, which turns our hair gray or white. At the same time, the cuticle layer becomes rougher and the strands lose natural oils, so they feel drier, coarser, and sometimes wiry in certain areas. I remember one morning running my fingers through my hair and thinking, why does it suddenly feel like straw? It was a wake-up call for me to start treating my hair differently. Here is the thing. Gray hair can actually be one of your most beautiful features when you learn how to work with it. The natural shine of silver strands can brighten your complexion, bring out the color in your eyes, and give you that elegant, timeless look that women half your age try to recreate with expensive salon treatments. I have had complete strangers stop me in the grocery store to tell me how beautiful my hair looks. That never happened when I was coloring it dark brown. So let me ask you, are you embracing your gray or are you still fighting it? Have you tried styles and tones that make it look intentional and radiant? Because once you start working with your gray hair instead of against it, you might be surprised at the confident, vibrant woman looking back at you in the mirror. And there is something else just as important that can take your look to the next level. Common mistakes with gray hair tone. One of the most overlooked reasons gray hair can make you look tired is the wrong tone. I learned this the hard way. A few years ago, I noticed my hair was starting to look dull and flat in photos, even when I felt perfectly fine. It wasn't the gray itself. It was that my shade of silver didn't match my skin tone, and it was washing me out. Not all gray is the same. Some women have a cool, icy silver, while others develop a warm, yellowish gray. According to celebrity colorist Jack Martin, matching the right hair tone to your skin undertone can instantly make you look more vibrant. If you have warm undertones, a pure silver or ash gray can make your skin glow. If you have cool undertones, adding a slightly warmer pearl or soft beige tint can balance your look. Gray hair can also pick up unwanted yellow or brassy tones over time, especially from sun exposure, heat styling, or leftover hair dye. I remember one summer vacation when my silver hair turned almost golden from swimming in the pool. It aged me instantly. I started using a purple shampoo twice a week to cancel out the yellow and a toner at the salon every few months. The difference was night and day. I still remember walking into a family gathering after that change. My sister pulled me aside and said, "You look amazing. What did you do?" All I did was fix the tone. So, have you looked closely at your hair color in natural light? Does it complement your skin, or does it fight against it? The right tone can lift your entire face, while the wrong one can make even the freshest style look dated. And once you get that right, there is another factor that can make just as big of an impact on how youthful and polished you appear. Outdated hairstyles. The biggest enemy of a youthful look. Holding on to the same haircut for 20 or 30 years might feel safe, but it can actually add years to your appearance. I know because I did it myself. For decades, I wore the same heavy, shoulder-length cut with blunt ends. It was my signature look in my 40s. But by the time I turned 65, it no longer suited my softer facial features. As we age, our face shape changes. Skin loses some firmness. Our jawline softens and hair texture shifts. A style that once lifted your face can start to drag it down instead. Some styles are particularly unforgiving. Stiff, overly layered cuts from the 80s, thick, blunt bobs with no movement, or long hair that hangs straight without shape can make the face look heavier and the eyes appear tired. According to a survey by the Professional Beauty Association, 67% of women over 55 who updated their hairstyle reported feeling instantly more confident and youthful. I am one of them. When I finally decided to change, my stylist suggested a soft pixie with gentle layers. The result was incredible. My eyes looked brighter and my cheekbones stood out for the first time in years. I have also seen amazing results from modern bobs with light layering and angled edges, or shoulder-length cuts with face-framing layers that add lift. One of my friends went from a dated, helmet-like style to a layered bob, and people told her she looked 10 years younger. So, when was the last time you truly changed your haircut? Are you holding on to a style that belongs to another decade? The right cut can refresh your entire look, and once you see how much younger and more vibrant it makes you feel, you might be ready to explore another key change that can transform your appearance even further. Caring for the texture of gray hair. When my hair first turned silver, I quickly learned that it wasn't just the color that had changed. The texture was completely different. Gray hair naturally produces less sebum, which means it loses moisture faster. According to the American Academy of Dermatology, this lack of natural oils is why gray hair often feels coarse, frizzy, or even wiry in spots. For me, it felt like my hair had gone from silky to straw-like almost overnight. That is exactly why hydration becomes your best friend. I started by switching to a shampoo and conditioner specifically formulated for gray hair. These products are gentler, add moisture, and help keep the silver looking bright. I also began using a leave-in conditioner twice a week and a lightweight argan oil on the ends to prevent dryness. A 2022 Consumer Hair Care report found that women over 55 who incorporated leave-in treatments at least twice a week saw a 38% improvement in hair softness and manageability after 1 month. I can personally say I noticed the difference much sooner. My weekly routine now includes washing my hair 2 to 3 times with hydrating products, deep conditioning once a week, and using a small amount of oil after styling. One of my clients, Mary, made the same changes. Before, her hair looked frizzy no matter what she did. 2 months later, it was soft, shiny, and full of movement. She told me people started asking if she had gotten a professional blowout every time she left the house. So, have you adjusted your routine to match the needs of your gray hair? Are you giving it the extra hydration it craves? Once you start treating your silver strands with the care they deserve, you open the door to another subtle yet powerful way to elevate your entire look. Clothing colors and accessories that work with gray hair. When my hair turned silver, I realized something strange. The outfits that used to make me look vibrant suddenly made me look pale and tired. It wasn't that I had aged overnight, it was that my hair color had shifted, and with it, the entire color palette that worked best for my skin had changed. Gray and silver hair reflect light differently than darker shades, which means the tones around your face matter more than ever. I learned through trial and error that rich jewel tones like sapphire blue, ruby red, crisp white, plum purple, and classic black made my skin glow. They seemed to give my silver hair a polished, intentional look. On the other hand, muted shades like beige, mustard, and soft pastels washed me out completely. According to a color theory study published in the Journal of Fashion Marketing and Management, people perceived women with silver hair wearing high contrast colors as more energetic and youthful compared to those wearing muted tones. I remember one Sunday brunch where I wore a sapphire blouse instead of my usual beige sweater. Friends kept telling me I looked rested and radiant, even though I had barely slept the night before. It was such a small change, but the difference was obvious. So here is my question for you. Have you taken a good look at your wardrobe since embracing your gray? Are the colors around your face helping you shine? Or are they dulling your sparkle? Sometimes, just swapping a camel coat for a navy one or trading a faded pastel scarf for a vibrant plum can make you look years younger. And once you start seeing how these subtle changes work in your favor, you might be curious about another style element that can have just as much impact on your overall look. Simplifying styling products. The secret to light, bouncy hair. For years, I thought more products meant better hair. I would layer on mousse for volume, smoothing cream for frizz, spray for hold, and serum for shine. By the time I was done, my hair felt heavy, sticky, and it would fall flat halfway through the day. Gray hair, in particular, can be more vulnerable to this problem because it already has a coarser texture and less natural oil. Adding too many heavy formulas only weighs it down. A study by Mental's Hair Care Report in 2023 showed that 54% of women over 50 noticed their hair looked duller when using multiple styling products compared to a minimal routine. I experienced the same thing. The turning point came when I decided to simplify. Now I stick to one or two high-quality products that address my specific needs. For me, that means a lightweight volumizing spray at the roots and a tiny drop of argan oil just on the ends. One of my clients, Linda, used to use 5 different styling products every morning. Her hair always looked stiff and lifeless by noon. I suggested she try the less but better rule, focusing only on a light hydrating cream and a flexible hold spray. Within a week, she told me her hair felt softer, moved naturally, and she was getting compliments from her coworkers for the first time in years. So, take a look at your styling routine. Are you helping your hair? Or are you overloading it? Sometimes, less truly is more, especially when it comes to maintaining movement and volume. And once your hair feels light and effortless, you will be ready to see how another small shift can make an equally big difference in how you look and feel. Inspiring stories of women who embraced their gray hair. I have seen so many incredible transformations in women who decided to work with their gray hair instead of fighting it. Take my friend Susan, for example. At 68, she had been dyeing her hair dark brown for decades. When she finally let it go natural, the gray came in beautifully, but her old haircut made it look flat and lifeless. We worked together to add soft layers around her face and adjusted her tone with a pearl silver glaze. The first time she saw herself in the mirror, she smiled so big she had tears in her eyes. She later told me she had not felt that confident in over 20 years. Then there is Maria, a 63-year-old client who thought her coarse, frizzy silver hair was beyond saving. She started following a simple hydration routine with a purple shampoo, deep conditioner once a week, and a leave-in cream. Within 6 weeks, her hair was smoother, shinier, and much easier to style. People began telling her she looked refreshed and glowing, even though she had not changed her makeup or clothes at all. And of course, I cannot forget my own story. When I stopped coloring my hair and embraced my natural silver, I was nervous about looking older. But after updating my cut to a modern bob and choosing richer colors in my wardrobe, the compliments started coming. According to a 2021 survey by L'Oreal, 72% of women who embraced their natural gray reported feeling more confident and comfortable in their own skin. I am one of them. So, what about you? Have you ever wondered what might happen if you stopped hiding your gray and started enhancing it? Sometimes, the most unexpected changes lead to the most beautiful results. And once you experience that, you might be ready for another surprising way to elevate your entire look. As we come to the end of our time together, I want you to remember a few simple truths that can completely change the way you feel about your hair and yourself. The right tone that complements your skin can brighten your whole face. A modern, flattering cut can lift your features and your spirit. Caring for the unique texture of gray hair will bring back softness and shine. Choosing clothing and accessories that harmonize with your silver can make your beauty glow. And keeping your styling routine light and intentional will let your hair move naturally, full of life. Gray hair is not the end of beauty. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with grace, sophistication, and the kind of confidence that only comes with life experience. Every strand tells a story, and when you choose to embrace it, you give that story a chance to shine. So I invite you to take one of these ideas and try it this week. Maybe you refresh your tone, try a new cut, add a rich jewel color to your wardrobe, or simply lighten up your styling products. Then come back and tell me what happened. Share your story, because your journey might be the encouragement another woman needs to start her own transformation. Remember, the beauty of silver is not just in the color. It is in the way you wear it. Own it and let it reflect the vibrant woman you are today.